Alrighty, got a fun one for you. Pelton Sands. I believe it's a fictional course. Correct me if I'm wrong, course creator, but there's a Pelton Highlands and a Pelton something else, and so Pelton Sands today. First hole is a par 5, and I end up in this left giant fairway bunker. Just trying to hit a layup out of there. And good position for the third shot up the hill. Pushed it, but it holds the green for an opening par. Pelton Sands number 2, 360 yards. Got into a rescue hybrid there, and unfortunately got a bad run all the way into the bunker from what should have been a fairway ball. 154 remaining from there, though, trying to hit over some bunkers up onto a plateaued green, and able to do so successfully. Hitting back towards the clubhouse, par 373 yards. And another good shot there, almost a birdie. And going to the fourth hole, still even par. Another 360-yard hole, this time taking out a 3-wood and trying to thread the needle there on the left. Some really interesting decisions that you have to make off the tee on this one. Trying to dial in 122 and just barely get it in there for a birdie. So -1 on the front 9, going to the 5th hole. So far every shot been pretty dang on point. This one leaking to the right, but the distance was right on point again. Taking an aggressive line here on the 6th, and it pays off. Perfect position for the second shot. A functional layup there, leaving a pretty level shot into the green from 100. 100 yards is something I try and pride myself on and try and get to that number so that I know what club I need to take and how to hit it. And that one just a tad short, but a safe par. Still at -1 going to the 7th hole. And hitting a drive way down the left side. Coming up with an over the water shot, 143. Looked a little thin, and we get an amazing bounce up onto the green. Could have bounced backwards into the water. 8th hole, still at -1, 385 yards on this one, and that looked like a good drive right off the bat. It is not going to hold up for that bunker, though. And now we're hitting a sand shot, 112. Gonna need a big kick forward, and does not get it. Chipping now to try and save par. And able to do so. Still at -1, a good round going here at Pelton Sands. Front 9 coming to a close here with a 433-yard par 4. Not a whole lot of options here. Kind of pulled it into the rough, leaving 135 across this terrain. A low laser gives the hole a scare and just creeps out of the birdie zone. Kind of unlucky there, but an interesting line to take on that hole. The back nine starts with a par 5 that I completely do something. One of the worst swings I've taken in a while. Now laying up 350 yards, so barely getting it 120, and now still having quite a ways to go in order to give myself a chance. Trying to add a little extra, I pulled it quite a bit. No way around that. And we are 50 yards away, chipping back towards the green. Usually a distance I really hate, but able to get 50 yards there to remain par, remain at -1. Going to the 11th hole, 390 yard par 4 with a bunch of pocket fairways. Turn that one over a little too much, and it's headed for another bunker. Spend a lot of time in the sand on this one. Pelton Sands kind of makes sense. This one I'm just going to keep creeping. It may even roll all the way back to the fairway here. And it does. So now a fairway shot from 147. Started it online, it's going a little left, and it stays left. Good distance again. Not upset with any of these shots so far, and we move on to the 12th hole, which is another par 3 over water. Tight draw. Distance perfect, and we're going to get a hole-in-one someday. -2. Good birdie there on 12. 13th hole now. Trying to keep the good round just chugging along here. Decent drive, leaving 164 remaining. Uphill a bit. Able to give it a good run. It looks like it's on a good line. And just creeps out of the circle to miss a birdie and secure a par. -2 headed to 14. Trying to split these two bunkers. Let's see if it'll hang up. It does not. Really hard to avoid these fairway bunkers on this course. It seems like all of the things slope into them. It's a par 5 though, so we're laying up out of the bunker. 150 remaining. Good angle in at the hole. And just kind of a hosily face open, bad contact swing there. 30 yards, now have to dial that in, and that's going to go long. So a bogey creeping in here to the round, the first blemish on the card happening on the 14th hole. Moving to 15, long par 3, and just leaved it out to the right. Another chipping exercise to try and save par. And luckily that one's going to do so. So going to 16 now. Still at -1. Cool hole here. We got boats, we got bridges, we got a really small fairway. This was the first fairway I was actually a little nervous at trying to drive it, because there's trouble everywhere. But pelted it down the middle. Got some good run on it even. 112 remaining, trying to finish this hole off. And that's just a little too far, leaving another little precarious chip down the hill. Having to get the Garmin to register there on that short chip by waving the club around a little bit, but able to get it in the hole, in the circle that is. And moving on to 17. Perfect drive, leaving 70 yards remaining. 69 giggity. And a hosel shank. So that happens when I try and swing too hard too fast. That will happen. Can't save the par there. Back to even par, going to the 18th hole, and just now trying to keep the round at or under par. 467 yard par 4 to end, which is brutal. Trees in the way, bad drive. Went for a layup, basically. Ended up with 55 yards remaining. Don't mind the dogs. And that one goes long, so now having to chip in to save par. And guess what? It doesn't go in. Almost dunked it, but that's going to be another bogey. So bogey 18, and the card ends up looking like an amazing round until the 14th, and then 3 bogeys in 5 holes. So go play Pelton Sands. Let me know how you do in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share whatever you can here on the channel.